Yo, what's up, Mike? It's 9 o'clock Wednesday night, and it's your boys, Mike and Mish, here with the Mike and Mish show. What up, Mike?
Hey, what's up? I'm excited.
Hey, how's my connection?
How's my connection? Is good. Your connection is good.
Oh, good. That's good, Mike. That's good because we were having some difficulties, and I was ready to walk out that door right there and take a header off the fucking 7th-story balcony onto the fucking sidewalk out there. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Or we just
saved by one of those SpaceX aircraft taking off right as you.
Or we just wouldn't have done the show, and I wouldn't have done that. You know?
That's what we probably should do. We should not do that.
Yeah, well, hey, man, lots of shit is going on. We got a guest tonight. We had 2 guests. We're down to 1 guest.
We're down to 1 guest.
We had 2.
Saw this happening.
Now we got 1. We have Chris Garcia coming on in a few minutes. Melanie Shaw was supposed to come on, but she is cutting weight, and we completely understand. We don't like talking to fighters the week that they're cutting weight anyway, unless it's like a heavyweight that is not cutting or whatever. But we knew that Melanie Shaw was taking a long trip over from the UK and all the way to Albuquerque, dude. That's a long ass way.
That's so far too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she's going to get there. She has to deal with the elevation, and then she has to cut weight. So, all respect to her. She's not coming on. We're going to have Chris Garcia, who's 2-0 in the BKFC, coming on in a few minutes, dude. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of shit going on. We can talk about it. We can talk about it till he pops into the guest room. They had the press conference today.
Oh, well, before we go too far, let's not forget about our sponsors here.
Oh, let's do that. Let's listen to the greatest voice out of fucking Cranston, Rhode Island.
Norcom Mortgage and Michael Mish are delivering the American dream to those who serve America, helping veterans obtain the dream of home ownership. They offer programs that include no money down, no first-time homebuyer requirement, 100% cash-out refinances, rehab loans. They can help you purchase a home, purchase a condo, refinance an existing mortgage, create a dream home with rehab loan. To learn more, visit www.michaelmish.norcommortgage.com or call 860-884-2103.
For 2103, you know the number. You see it every week and every episode. Mike Mish is your man. Norcom Mortgage. Call him up, and he will help you with all your homeowner needs. Mike, we also got bare knuckle corn snacks, the tasty, delicious popcorn treats of bare knuckle fighting. Get on their website, bareknucklecornsnacks.com. Look at all their flavors, buy some snacks, and munch on them shits when you're watching people punch each other in the face with no gloves on. And last but not least, you guys got 2 days to get on this man's site, the BK Bet Shark. He is betting heavy this week. BKFC 48 is in 2 nights. And this guy is looking to rake in the cash as he always does. Get over to @BK Bet Shark on Instagram. Follow this man, unless you don't like money. Right, Mike?
If you don't like money, don't follow BK Bet Shark. It's that easy.
If
you don't want to make any money, don't do it.
That is right, man. The guy's got a fucking massive win percentage. He's basically 2002 to 2017 Patriots is what he is. Does nothing but win and take home titles and rake in cash. Big Ben hates money. What's up, everybody? We got Big Ben. We got Monica. We got the BK Extreme BK fan page in the comments. Ty Culverhouse, Eric, Ike Qualman, Megan. Megan says, "Jesus, Kyle, when are you coming home?"
Never.
Soon. I've been here a month, and that is long enough. I am ready. Joe Ivy's in the house. Susan Walker's in the house. Thank you, guys. Absent Minded and Falcon, you shout out. Let's go, boy. We're going back to Denver, boys. I hope you're out there. Right, Mike? We're going back to Denver.
Yes, Denver, September. Sorry, right now I'm kind of talking to Chris Garcia, trying to get him inside the show. But yeah, Denver, we should be back at live shows. I cannot wait. It's been a little while. It's been a crazy summer. It's been a busy summer. Busy.
It really has. Mike and I have not been to a live event in like 2 months, and man, maybe 3 months, Mike. June, July, August. That sounds about right.
Yeah, because it's
Damn.
been since May. I don't
So
think we've been to an event since May.
June, July, August. Mike and I have not been to a live event, and we're not going to make it to the Miami ones either. So the next time your boys will be back on that horse, back on the road, will be Denver, Colorado, BKFC 50, Lorenzo Hunt versus Chris Camozzi. And I am positive they're going to build a massive card around that one. I'm hoping that the big news today from Mike Perry, Mike, they have re-signed Mike Perry, Platinum Mike Perry, to a multi-fight deal. And David Feldman said at the press conference today that he's hoping to announce a really big fight for him on Friday during BKFC 48. And you know what? I'm just hoping and praying that it's Mike Perry versus Cowboy Cerrone, dude. That's the one that I want. He was supposed to call out Cowboy Cerrone in BKFC 41 in Denver, Colorado. We're going to be in Denver towards the end of September. What better place to make that fight than Mike Perry versus Cowboy Cerrone at Denver BKFC 50? What do you think about that?
Dude, that was supposed to happen before, and the whole Conor McGregor thing went on. And then after that, Perry was at the end of his contract. So it's like, is he even going to come back to fight again? And man, that was like a huge bummer, because if he left, he is right now, in my opinion, he's that guy. You know what I mean? When there's a lot of bare knuckle fighters that are great homegrown fighters, but as far as drawing fans and people that are not a fan of bare knuckle, Mike Perry's that guy. He's that guy. He
really is.
He's the olive branch. You know what I'm saying?
He's that crossover star. He's the one that's brought everybody else over. I think without Mike Perry, you don't see Eddie Alvarez. You don't see a lot of these other guys coming over. Luke Rockhold, obviously Luke Rockhold.
Yeah.
Luke came to fight Mike Perry. So without Mike Perry, a lot of these big names aren't showing up over here. And then, he was supposed to call out Cowboy. So
I know. And then Conor McGregor just came there and threw a wrench into all those plans. And then all of a sudden you got Conor McGregor, which is a great thing, but all that shit got pushed aside, which was kind of sad. So we're probably going to see Cowboy Cerrone. That's probably what's going to happen.
Let's do this. So while we're talking to Chris Garcia, who we're going to bring on in a second, in the comments, lately there's been a lot of news about big name signings for the BKFC, yet no news has been broken, right? They keep dangling this fucking, we have huge names, big, like Evan Zentar was
Friday,
like,
supposed to
I can't even tell you who it is. It's so fucking big. So I don't know who it is. I have a few ideas and I've heard a few rumors maybe, but in the comment section, while we're talking to Chris Garcia, tell us who you think the big name signings are that the BKFC keeps dangling in front of us, and who do you want to see Mike Perry fight in his first fight back under his new multi-fight contract. With that said, why don't we bring on our first guest, Mike?
Let's do it. Let's fucking do it now.
All right, let's do it now. We got a 2-0 fighter in the BKFC on the rise. Look, he's fighting soon, I believe. He's fighting in Miami. Okay. Oh, yeah. Do you have the graphic?
He's fighting him. Yes, I do have the graphic. He's fighting in Miami, and he just friggin' fought on the Palomino card. The guy wants to get it back in there as soon as possible and take somebody's head off, which we love. I mean, who doesn't love that? It's a type of guy that you want around.
Let's get him in here and talk to him. All right, here he is. Chris Dynamite Garcia. What's happening?
What's up, Mr. Mike?
Yo, what's happening?
Yo. Let me make you big so people can see you and love you. You know what I mean? That's what we want to do. We want people to be Chris Dynamite Garcia fans here. So what's happening, man? Thanks for coming on the show.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, dude, no problem. And you're, like Mike just said, you're hopping right back in there. And that's one thing that the BKFC loves to do is keep you guys active. Is if you're willing and able, if you come out basically uninjured and unscathed from your last fight and you're willing to get right back in there, they will accommodate you. And here you are back on the Miami card coming up in August.
Yeah, BKFC, they're keeping me very busy. But, like you said, I'm not getting injured. I'm still in good shape. I'm healthy. So why not keep fighting?
So you're going to be fighting Cody Murray. What do you know about Cody Murray outside of his fight with Devin Gibson? Because we've all seen the Devin Gibson fight, but I don't really know anything else about Cody Murray. Do you know anything about this guy, or is he one of those guys that you're just like, I don't know?
Nah, he's one of them guys. I really don't know. I just know I know I seen he fought in PFL, I guess in some MMA.
Okay.
And it looked like he said he was holding a belt there, but at the 135,
really?
I mean,
You guys are fighting at 125? Is that what you're?
No, at 135.
This fight coming up?
It's at 135.
Is it 135? Okay.
Yeah, 135.
All right. Well, dude, there's a lot of killers in that division. And is 135 your home for BKFC, or are you pretty flexible about going up or down maybe 10 pounds if you wanted to take a 145 or a 125 fight if offered?
Well, I'm currently 125, 130. So I'm comfortable at 135, and maybe in the future I might do 145. But as of right now, 125 to 135.
Okay. Yeah, man. You're 2-0 right now. Your second fight was stopped in a doctor stoppage, but you got to showcase your skills a little bit.
Yes,
how are you liking this sport, man? Like, what got you into bare knuckle, and how are you feeling about the sport as a whole?
No, I love it. I got into it because I've been training here in Community Box Fit, with G. I train with G the Cut Man. We're training partners. And when the trial started coming out, I was like, oh, I want to do that. So, I went, I participated. I was in 2 tryouts, and they gave me the opportunity, and here I am.
Which ones did you go to? Did you go to the Miami one?
Yeah, I went to the one in Miami, and then I went to the one in Delray.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Delray. And then they were supposed to have the Delray Beach card, and that thing got canceled. All sorts of madness. What the hell happened?
They postponed it. Something had to do with the city or something like that. Last minute.
That was
all the local rich folk, right? It was all the rich people that realized what the fuck it was, and they got all uppity and fucking cunty about it, and was like, we can't have this shit in our fucking town, right? That's what it is.
Man, that was
chaos. They got all pinkies out on us. They were all like, "Oh,
yeah." We woke up that morning. We woke up that morning to weigh in, and we all we're all thinking we're gonna get our weighing in, and they broke the news to us. But long story short, they still took care of us.
Yep.
So
you fought. We actually gave tickets away to somebody on the show, courtesy of the Extreme Bare Knuckle fans page. Russ and Country, those guys.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, because I think Russ linked us up. So yeah, those guys gave us tickets to give away. So we gave tickets away to this woman, Deb, and so the time comes, she goes to go to the fights, and then they get canceled. There's like, oh shit. We can't even get to the fights. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I had a friend driving from Wisconsin, and he was like 2 hours away when the fight got canceled. And I'm like, oh man. So I had to break it to him.
Oh god,
I bet you that happened to so many people though. Like all you guys have so much support. All you fighters have like a big support system, and people flying in from everywhere, driving from everywhere, and that just fucked everyone over. And you know what the thing is? The city of Delray. I honestly hope that like the BKFC or like there was some sort of like lawsuit against that city, because it cost a bunch of money. It cost all your like friends and fans money for their travels, but they knew just what the hell was going on. They had a parade, and they had a big ass parade float for BKFC with bare knuckle fighting championships plastered on the side of it, with champions holding belts waving to fucking people in their parade like 1 week earlier, and then they wanted to say that they had no idea what it was.
Yeah, that's what I found. That was weird. They had to know what was going on. They just, I don't even know what happened there.
Yeah, definitely whacked. Did your friend? Yeah. Did you say that your friend ended up making it to the replacement fight or no?
No, he bought a couple tickets for that fight. And then he was 2 hours away when they broke the news to us. So I caught him, but he came and we still had a good time, and That was about it. But he couldn't make it to the other one. But I know he's supporting him.
Yeah, man, damn it.
I felt bad, so I had to make his time worth it.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys still had fun. I mean, Florida's still a great place. I live up here in the Northeast, and I say every day that I'm going to leave here and move to Florida. So, like, for me, not living there, that place is like, it's great to me because I think, like, oh, it's a vacation spot. But then people who live there are like, oh, man, it's okay. I'd rather leave,
It's all right. It's all right. We're both in
Chris,
the
I've been down in Cocoa Beach for a full month living in a hotel at school for the Army right now. So
yeah, that's where he is right now.
Yeah, I'm 100 yards from Cocoa Beach right here, sitting in my fucking room. I've been doing shows from down here. Yeah, Ty Culverhouse says it's hot as balls right now. I will agree with that. It is like ridiculously hot.
Hey, even funnier, he's got his AC off during the show, so it won't be loud. So his room is probably like 90 degrees right now.
Man, that's crazy. I'm in the AC right now, just hanging out.
Nah. Hey, so you said that you train with G, so we're going to talk about that in a second. But give us a little more about your background, your upbringing in the combat sports world in particular.
But I've been boxing since I was a kid. On and off. I was when I would leave school. I had to work because I had a kid at a young age, and it was just school, boxing, work, and then there was times when I couldn't box. And I would say when I was 19, maybe I took it more serious, and I was like, this is all I want to do. So I started working. I just kept training, and the BKFC came out, and I got the opportunity, and that's about it.
So when you're not training, what are you doing? Is this your full-time gig now, or are you working during the day, training at night? What's it like for you?
Well, I work part-time, with my dad. Or, if a friend needs like help, with anything, I'll go. But honestly, right now I'm full time. I train 3 times a day, sometimes 4. Wow. So, I stay busy and stay active.
What are you doing? Construction, landscaping?
Well, my dad does body work on cars. So,
nice.
Cool.
So, I'm doing that every once in a while, and detailing cars here and there.
Yep. Do you ever wrap a car? You ever do that before?
No.
No?
My dad, yeah, but me.
Custom stuff?
Yeah, no.
I don't know how people have patience for that shit. I watch people do that, and I'm like, oh my God, that's like a whole nother level of detail.
Yeah, no, that's different.
So, Chris, you mentioned G. We all know G. We love G. What do you think about Bryce Hall telling him that he's gonna make him suck his fat, juicy balls on Friday night? Did you hear that at the press conference today?
No, I haven't. I'm gonna look back and watch it, but I was training. But
that was a quote. That was a direct quote from Bryce Hall. I'm gonna make you. I think he said suck.
He said suck on my fat, juicy balls.
Suck. I'm gonna make you suck on my fat. So, what do you think a comment like that? How do you think that resonates in G Perez's brain? G. So
yeah, G's gonna stay professional. He's gonna let his hands talk. So. That's about it. G ain't gonna be sucking on nothing. Bryce is gonna be sucking on his knuckles. So
you could tell that G was mad, and he picked the mic up and he went to say something, and he's looking at him and he starts shaking his head and he went to go talk again. He goes, "Nah, man, I'm gonna stop." He puts the mic down, and then Bryce is kind of egging him on, so he picks up. He's like, "Man, I'm trying to stay professional, just like you said." He puts the mic down again, and then he gets really mad, and he picked it up, and he's like, "Man, I'm gonna fuck you up." He said,
"You ain't gonna do shit. I'm gonna send your ass back to TikTok." And then Bryce Hall said something like, "I'm gonna do a TikTok dance over you after I knock you out," and he said, "I'm gonna TikTok your face."
Yeah, he's talking too crazy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, obviously, G's your boy. Does anything about Bryce Hall worry you at all? Does the size bother you at all? The kid's huge. And after they weigh in tomorrow, Bryce told us that he's going to go from 165 probably up to 185, 190 when he steps in the ring on Friday.
He might. I feel like he's going to be like at 200 or something. He is big. I know that. But, G's strong. G's smart.
Yeah.
He's going to go out there and do his thing. But this is bare knuckles, and all it takes is one punch with anybody. But, G's my boy, and then, I'm with him all the way.
What's funny is we've been covering this sport for a little over 2 years, right? And we've said it many times on this show, and so has other fighters. They've said it, like you just said, that in bare knuckle, weight classes, it doesn't mean that they don't mean anything at all, because they certainly do, but they don't mean as much, because if you get caught with a clean shot, you will get knocked the fuck out. Like you will. It does not matter. If you have a trained fighter at 145, cold cock somebody square on the chin, that's 205, they will go out.
Absolutely.
So it's weird too, because we've gotten people to argue with us like, these people, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. How could you say that? And it's like, no. It can happen, and it has happened. So you got to watch out with this bare knuckle game.
The proof is in the history of this organization alone. Dat Win going up and fighting Luis Palomino. Remember, he went up 20 pounds to fight Palomino when he went the distance with him. Dat won that fight in some people's eyes. Look at Mike Perry versus Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold's fucking massive. And Perry did what he did to him. I mean, you see it, man. Even like
Mike
Alan
Richmond and Hunt.
Yeah, Mike Richmond and Hunt. Alan Belcher and the guys that he has fought. Like when he steps into the heavyweight division, he weighs 225 pounds, and he's fighting guys that are 265 pounds, and he's knocking them out. So there we go. We just made the point.
Yeah, that's the point. Like bare knuckles is bare knuckles. It doesn't matter. You could be a good fighter, you could be a sloppy fighter. You know, it's 50-50.
Yeah. Now going back to you in the 135-pound division, this next fight, you go in there, you get yourself another win, and that moves you to 3-0. And now, like 3-0 is kind of like the number in the BKFC where people start to really recognize fighters. They're like, oh, now he's like really, really undefeated. You know what I mean? I love when they announce undefeated. He's got one fight. 2 fights is nice, but 3, now you've got 3 under your belt. What do you think that does for you in the eyes of the BKFC? And do you think they start taking you very serious and maybe having a conversation about you against some more well-known fighters in that 135-pound division?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm going to work my way up there. That's the plan. You know, that's all I got my eyes set on right now. You know, I'm just focused on making noise, and whoever they put in front of me, I'm just ready to take them out.
Yeah, I can see. I could see you, if you win this fight, right? You go in there and you take this fight. Could see you fighting a David Diaz. I think that would be a good fight.
Yeah, whoever they want me to fight, you know, I'm there. I'm not here to say no. I'm just here to fight. That's my job. So,
if they ever put you up against Jared Grant, they would have to make sure one of you trims your beard off.
Yeah.
And the other, and either one of you guys have to wear very distinct colors, different from each other, because you're going to fuck Sean Wheelock and Chris Lytle all up if you two fight each other. You basically look like
similar.
A mirror.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Be mirror images.
I had somebody tell me the same thing. I'm like, what? Where y'all see that at? But
yeah, I think.
I think
it looks.
But if you guys were standing right next to each other, I'm sure I wouldn't feel the same way. But you guys are built the same way. You get the same haircut, same facial hair, all that shit. You're in the same weight class, so you know. Hopefully they start throwing you some bigger name offers after this one, because we've watched your fights and you're an exciting fighter, and that 135-pound division is full of excited fighters.
Thank you. Thank
you. Dude, there's I mean, guys like Ryan Reber. I mean, Reber has 4 fights, right? Right? Isn't Reber 4-0?
Yeah.
It's like Ryan Reber's right there on the doorstep of a title fight, and he's only got, after this one, he'll only have one more fight than you. So it's like, it's pretty crazy how this new sport catapults people so quickly. And Travis Thompson's in the comments right now telling either you or me and Mike to go fuck ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was there for that fight with Travis and Reber, and
what'd you think about it?
Honestly, I feel like Travis, I had him. I was like, man, this guy, he won. But, I guess that last round, Reba did push it a little more, but in my eyes, I feel like it shouldn't have won another round. But
yeah, that's what a lot of people think. A
you
lot of
know,
people have said that.
but I guess it happened, and Travis, he's a beast. He took it. So, but I feel like he had it in my eyes. I was there. I even took a picture with him.
He agrees with what you're saying. I can't believe it. I thought he would disagree, but he agrees with you.
Of
Yeah,
course. No, Travis was very vocal, especially about the like springing the 6th round on them. Because there was a long period in between the bell of the 5th round and then them finding out that they were going to fight a 6th. A few minutes had gone by. The adrenaline dump had happened. Everybody had like kind of settled down. They go to the middle of the ring to see who gets their hand raised. And then they announce a 6th round. Travis, I don't know if Ryan was as mad about it. I mean, Ryan won, so obviously he's not as mad about it.
Yeah.
But Travis, Travis came out on the losing end of that one, and he was very vocal about it. He was fucking actually pissed. He was motherfucking everybody.
I would have been pissed too. I mean, he brung the fight the whole time, but at the end of the day, I respect every fighter that gets in there fights. I respect them because it's not for the weak. You got to have big nuts and big balls just to get in there. Period. Like it's all respect on my end with anybody I step in the ring with. But I respect them outside the ring. But when we get in there, there's no respect.
You check the respect outside and then just fucking have at it. Yeah. Is there somebody after you go through Murray? Is there a fighter in that division that you would like to fight after him, or is it one of those whoever they give you type things?
I mean, I do want bigger names for sure. I don't have my eyes on nobody yet because honestly, whoever they tell me, I'm gonna fight. Like, I really don't care. They can offer me this name, that name, and I want the bigger names I could get, the better for me, and that's what I want. After I'm not looking past Murray because like it's bare knuckles. You can't look past nobody, but I'm ready to get the job done though. So I'm gonna go out there, do what I do, and I'm just gonna keep improving. And I'm ready. So
Carlos is your manager, right?
No,
CNC. You're not with CNC.
No.
Who's your manager? Is it
Nelson?
Nelson?
Well, yeah, I'm with Nelson. Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought Carlos was your manager because he posts these posts on Facebook with all these pictures of fighters. So maybe he's Murray's manager.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's Murray's dad.
Okay. Yeah, for some reason I thought he was you. So that's my bad. And Suri thinks she knows, but
dude, well, we're excited to see you back in there. And those Miami cards are always fucking awesome. This one is not where is this one at, Mike?
It's at FI Miami Fairgrounds.
Miami Fairgrounds. All right. Yeah. Well, you know
we
what?
Went to the Tampa Fairgrounds, but never the Miami ones.
Yeah, this is a stacked card. This card is gonna be crazy. Like
the people that they stack on those Miami cards, like those guys all draw a crowd, and I'm sure you draw your own crowd. But when they throw Brian Duran and Howard Davis and Go and those guys on there, they have a huge following, and they fucking sell them places out in no time. So
this is definitely gonna be a sold out crowd. Like, in my eyes, I feel like this is gonna be the best card of the year. Like,
Jomi's on the card too. This card's awesome.
Let's just run quickly through these, right? Check this out. So Go versus the Gypsy, right? Doppelganger.
Oh my god. Yep, Jared Grant and Daniel Garcia. Daniel Alvarez.
Bryce Henry versus Tom Schoaf. And actually, as of earlier today, we were talking with Russ and have you ever seen the Fuse UK, that podcast? Apparently, Tom Schoaf said this is going to be his last fight. So Tom Schoaf's last fight. That'll bring some people out. Jomi Escoboza, Esteban Rodriguez. You got Howard Davis, another Miami guy there. Jeff Schiffens. Brian Duran. He's going to bring he's going to bring a ton of people with him. You know that.
Yeah.
Go to High Pine.
Yeah.
This guy, I know this guy right here. This guy on the left, Chris Garcia. We know him. Yeah. Cody Murray. And then we've got Fames. Fames is a Miami guy, right? He's going to bring some people with him. Aaron Sutterfield. Russo,
Rambo,
and James Hyder. And then these last two guys, Ibarola or Foy, I'm not sure. Do you know about those guys, Chris?
Yeah, I know Justin. I don't know the other guy.
Okay, so man,
not one female fight on that card yet. They should
not
have
yet.
one.
I think in every single card I've been on, there hasn't been a female yet.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a weird stat, huh?
Yeah, man. I guess they want all the guys on them cards, but this one's definitely gonna be. So I know, like, they might not even be spacing in the arena for this.
Too many studs on that card. Got to keep the women away.
Yeah.
Well, dude, we're excited to see you out there. Usually Mike and I are at the fights live, but we haven't been to any live fights lately because I've been away at school and summer in the Army has been fucking over Mike. So, we won't be there for this one. We'll be watching live. We'll be talking about it. And hopefully we can catch up to a card that you're on down the road so we can see you live.
Yes, sir.
Before we let you go, though, we always ask some off-the-wall questions that don't have anything to do with fighting so people can get to know your personality a little more. Here we go. First question for you is what's one thing that you instantly regretted doing?
Instantly regretted doing. So, like, something I regretted doing?
Yeah. What's something that you've done that you were like, oh, fuck, why did I do that shit?
I'll tell you what it was for me. I joined it when I was in basic training. Like, when I got there, and I was so fucking tired. They had me up all night, and then the freaking drill sergeants got on the bus, started screaming, took us off, and they fucking yelled at us for a while, and they shaved my head. And I remember sitting there going, "Why the fuck did I do this shit?"
Man, that's a good question. It's honestly, I'm trying to think. There's a lot of shit I regretted doing, but
I don't regret it now. But I'll tell you what: if they would have told me I could have walked out the door at that moment in time, I wouldn't be in right now. I would have got up and get the hell out of it. Get the hell out. I'm tired. I'm done already.
You're saying that there's too many? You can't think of one?
Honestly, yeah, it's way too many.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give you one, but I just can't. From the top of my head, I can't bring it out. I'm like, damn.
You never had one of those mornings where you just woke up and you were like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
What happened here? Oh shit. All right. Well,
number two. If
you create a rule that everyone had to follow, what would it be?
A rule?
That, like, something that you just see for me, like, just something that I just hate that people do. I could just stop it altogether.
I would say a rule that everyone had to follow. You know, just be respectful to each other and just, love one another and, more support. Like, stop the violence. Like, just come together as one.
That's a good rule.
And then that goes right into the next one. What's an unwritten rule that you live by?
An unwritten rule that I live by. Man.
These are deep.
You're making me think.
These are deep. You know what? I said to Kyle when he asked me earlier? I said, rats get bets. Rats get bets. Snitches get stitches. That's one unwritten rule. I feel like a lot of people live by that. But you want to stop the violence, so I don't.
Yeah. Stop the violence.
Keep it in the ring.
Yeah. Only in the ring. Violence is nice in the ring, but outside the ring, nah, man.
All right.
Man, y'all killing me with these questions. I can't think.
That's all right. I kind of feel like you answered that right there.
There you go. And last one.
What is one thing that you will not share?
One thing I would not share. I don't know, man, because honestly, I'm like a giving person. Like, I give back to a lot of people, and
there's not one thing you're stingy about. You're like, nah, that's mine.
I mean, okay, after the fight, when I go out and eat, don't touch nothing off my plate. That's it.
What do you get usually? Is there like one go-to post-fight meal or something that you're looking forward to this time?
I want to eat a big burger after the fight. Go to a couple different restaurants and eat some burgers.
Just grub out, steakhouse.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I usually go to Denny's after my fights, and I get some smoothies and stuff. But I'm gonna lay off on that this time.
Yeah.
Nice, well, you know what?
Greasy burger.
Hey, we had a few other questions. We're gonna skip those, but I did want to ask you this one because you're in the BKFC. You're a fan of the sport. You love the sport. They just announced that Mike Perry re-signed with the company for a
Yeah.
multi-fight deal, which was huge because like
awesome.
right before we brought you on, we were talking about how he is that guy that has kind of like bridged the gap between MMA, mainstream MMA and BKFC. And without him, a lot of these guys wouldn't be signing over here. Now, with that said, we threw it out to the audience. We're going to see what they said earlier, but who would you who would you want to see Mike Perry fight in the first fight on his new contract?
First fight on his new contract. If I'm not mistaken, I think Eddie Alvarez and him are in the same weight class, right?
Well, Eddie fought at 165, and Mike's been fighting at 175. But I am absolutely sure that they could meet somewhere right around there.
Yeah, I mean that would be a good fight right there. You know, they're both.
Hell yeah, that would.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, I would have liked to see Chad Mendes and Mike Perry fought too. There, you know, if that was possible. But I guess Chad, he hung it up. He had a good career.
Dude, the Eddie Alvarez answer is fantastic. That's a great answer.
That would be a good fight right there. They're both dogs.
Absolutely. And a matter of fact, about a year ago, we had Mike Perry on here and we asked him about a few people, and he said he would love to fight Nate Diaz in bare knuckle. And then he said Eddie Alvarez. He would love to fight Eddie Alvarez. He actually said that himself on this show. So, man, that would be a dog fight. And Eddie proved that he belongs. And that fight with Chad Mendes, like they put on a legendary fight between.
That fight was crazy. I was like, damn. And another good fight that would be with, I believe, on Redneck. He's in that same weight class as well.
Yes.
You're on it, dude. You're on it for sure.
That is the perfect fight. That is the fight that should get made, but would it get made? That's the issue. And that's the business of the combat sports world is we're probably not going to see the Mundell Perry fight, at least not the next fight, but maybe the fight after that. They should do that, but I just don't see them signing him to a multi-fight and then having him.
Why? Fight. But let me ask you this question, Mike. We'll keep Chris here for this one. Why wouldn't they want to put a world title on his waist to start off this new multi-fight contract? Why wouldn't they want to make Mike Perry a world champion or give him an opportunity to become a world champion and then have that five fight deal with that belt over his shoulder to defend that shit and then bring in bigger names to come fucking take this shit.
He said he didn't want to. He said it.
Mike Perry did.
Yes.
But Mike Perry says a lot of things. Mike Perry also said a world title should be in the conversation. He definitely said that too. And the sound bites out there.
Yeah. He said he didn't care about getting the title. He wants big fights. So
I'm pretty sure they got something going on there.
Yeah. I would love to see him fight Mundell. I love Mundell, but Perry seems to just only want the money fights. And for the amount of money that he's probably asking for, BKFC is obliged, I think, to give him those money fights.
Am I wrong? Didn't Perry beat him twice already in MMA?
Perry did beat him, yeah.
So why would they be afraid of Mike Perry losing to him? And I'm not saying that Mike Perry's going to beat Dave Mundell, but why would anybody think he couldn't do it in bare knuckle?
I don't know. I don't know. Did someone say that?
No, a lot of fans are saying Mundell would run through him, and they don't want to get him knocked out by the fucking redneck. But I get that fans are loyal to their fighters, but I just don't understand why they wouldn't give him a shot in that fight.
I think it should be made for the sake of the league. But will they make it? Because right now they're saying, oh, we got this gigantic card. It's going to be the biggest card ever. Now, if they threw that fight on with a bunch of other good fights, but we're already talking about Cowboy Cerrone. So we kind of already know, that first fight's probably not going to be against Mundell. They're going to throw Cerrone in there. Or someone said Lawler, maybe Ty Culverhouse. That'd be crazy if Robbie Lawler came over here. Holy shit.
I thought he did. Didn't he? No, not that. I guess he retired from UFC.
Right. Yeah. He retired. And he got a quick knockout too, which was fantastic.
Yeah. You never know. He might, BKFC is coming up and a lot of fighters are interested in it. So, they know, Dave knows more than us. So he knows what's going on.
Hell yeah. So anyways, Chris, thank you for coming on and thanks for engaging in some of this side talk business with us. We're going to give you an opportunity to send a message out to your opponent, to your fans, to anybody who's listening, and then we'll let you get up out of here, dude.
All right, Cody, I'll see you August 25th. I hope you're ready because I'm ready. And to all my fans and friends, you know, I love y'all and I do this for y'all. And,
awesome.
And thank y'all for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on.
We'll get you back on here after the fight, and we'll talk about your next one. Mike, you got anything else for him?
Nah, man. Thanks for coming on. You kind of saved our ass because we had Shah, and then we had you and Shah, and then Shah had to kind of pull out because of weight cutting and stuff. And so, hey, you saved our ass. So thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, brother. Take it easy. Thanks for coming on.
All right, man. God bless.
Later. There he is, Chris Dynamite Garcia. Yeah, man, that kid's good. I think he could make some noise in that 135-pound division. And the funny thing is, like, we say this about every division. They're doing such a good job building the roster.
Yes,
they're building the roster to where most of the fucking weight classes are getting extremely interesting. Unfortunately, like, the Lorenzo Hunt, Chris Camozzi weight class is probably the least interesting. That one fight is unbelievably awesome. But after that one's over, I don't know what they do with that division after that, other than, like, if Camozzi wins a rematch with Hunt, obviously makes sense. But if Hunt beats Camozzi, what the hell next with that division? You know what I mean? But most of the divisions are not like that. They're the 135 super interesting now. 125 is about to get a world title. 145 has been blowing the fuck up. 155, you have 4 or 5 guys that are extremely interesting in that title conversation. You're about to get a new champion in the 165-pound division. Mike Perry's back for the 175-pound division. Redneck Mundell's the champ, and it's just like they've been really building these rosters up, and they're doing a fucking great job. And Chris Garcia falls right into that conversation with the bantamweight division.
I just think it's weird that the cruiserweight division is like the hardest division to fill up. I don't understand it. For the longest time, there's been, you know, they put a couple extra people in there, but it was the 145-pound division before, and now that division is just insane. And that 205, like, they had guys on there that hadn't fought for like 2 years, and they were still just hanging out on the rankings and in the, you know, and they're never fighting again. They were just sitting there, and I just can't believe it, because you would think a lot of guys around that weight would be ready to get in there. I feel like a lot of people are that size, you know?
Right. Weird. What do you think about Chris Garcia getting the win over Cody Murray and then fighting a veteran who just fought a 3-0 fighter in the name of Travis the Animal Thompson? What do you think about Travis Thompson and Chris Garcia if he gets this win?
That would be very cool. I would definitely love to see that. And that's pretty much along the lines. Like, yeah, Travis Thompson and David Diaz are basically sitting at that same point now again. So yeah, that would be perfect. That would be Travis getting a win and then going back up, or Garcia, if he gets the win, now he's going to be in the top 5. So,
you know, and the thing is that Travis, you know, said it in the comments earlier. I got the L, and it is what it is. I don't give a fuck. Even him taking a loss in that fight is almost like yes, it's a loss on his record, but a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about the way he got that loss. And a lot of people thought that he won that fight within 5. So it's almost like he is still sitting in the same position that he was before that fight with Reber. So a fight with Chris Garcia, like, I'm saying Chris Garcia because we just talked to him, but if Garcia was to win and move to 3-0, and then people would want to see him against a bigger, tougher name, David Diaz and Travis Thompson would be 2 fucking perfect names to throw out there for a guy like him.
Yeah, it would be a good fight. I think it would be a good fight, and I always love to see Travis in there. He always brings the heat. So anytime Travis is fighting, I'm watching. Well, we just had somebody come on. Carmine, were you going to answer that question?
Yeah, I was going to say
Morgano.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
He says, I'm a little late. Did you say Perry is sticking around? And the answer to that is yes. And everybody is very happy. That was a conversation we were having. Who is he going to fight next? The rumor is Cowboy Cerrone. Lots of people, though, would love it to be Mundell. That's the rightful next fight. But will it be the actual next fight?
You know what would be a fight that would pull a guy that just went to retirement and would probably come back for one more fight is Richmond. Richmond would probably fight him. I don't know if that would make sense, but that's one that I would love to see. Let's see, Mundell. Let's see, Robbie Lawler. Mundell.
Everybody wants to see Mundell.
Yeah, it seems like the consensus is Dave Mundell.
Will they do what the fans want them to do? That's the question. Joe Ivy's talking about all the female talent that's coming in to BKFC from Jules. And I actually was messaging with Jules a little while back, and I was telling her that we would love to get these new prospects in on the show to talk about what's coming up for them and possible fights. If fights are made, come in here and talk about the fights that are coming up, because we definitely need more female fights on these cards. Just like Chris Garcia said, he doesn't think that he's ever fought on a card with a female fight on it, which is kind of crazy to me, because there are a decent amount of females, but there aren't too many, but there should be enough for at least a fight on a card. So with the work that Jules is doing, signing all these people like Sarah Alpar, we should be seeing at least 2 fights every card.
The one that's the one that it's weird that when they talked to Jules on Bones to Domes Tuesday nights is DJ Tony and Jeff Houston's podcast. You guys should all check that out. I agree with Joe Ivy's comment there. They just kind of like breezed over Sarah Alpar's name. And Sarah Alpar is a girl that
She's the most recognizable to me.
She is by far the most recognizable name out of like the 5 or 6 names that they named. Sarah Click, everyone knows Sarah Click, and they signed Gabby Roman to a multi-fight deal.
They've both already fought a couple times.
Yeah, but Sarah Alpar is the one that has experience against fucking Heather Jo Clark and Jessica Rose Clark and fucking Jocelyn Edwards and Delaney Bailey. This girl has fought really, really stout opponents in her MMA career.
Erin Blanchfield.
Yeah, if you go pick anybody else, can you look them up?
Jocelyn Jones-Leibarger.
See?
You basically said the rest of them.
Dude, she has a resume of fighting extremely tough, and I think she was like 9-6 or something like that in her MMA career. Yeah, she has a very good record and a very tough resume, and I feel like the fact that people aren't more excited about that signing is, and I named a few in there that I wouldn't mind. And remember we were talking to Jules. I don't remember what city we were in recently.
Virginia.
When I said Jessica Rose Clark, I said Jessica Rose Clark. Jessica Rose Clark is a free agent right now, cut by the UFC, who could throw hands. And
you're saying Jessica I.
I said that one too. Jessica I and Jessica Rose Clark. And I would love to see both of them in the BKFC. And I think that I think those are 2 names that would really stir some shit up. And Jessica Rose Clark against Christine Faria at 125 pounds would be fun.
Jessica Rose Clark has been spending a lot of time with the 115-pound champ, Britain Hart. Did you notice that?
That's Heather.
I'm talking about Heather.
You're talking about Heather Jo Clark.
Heather Jo Clark.
Another Clark with 3 names.
That she's been spending a lot of time with. What is that all about? Are they just buddies, or is there some fire behind that? You think?
I don't know, man.
There's fire.
Do you think that she's gonna mosey on over into the BKFC. Is that what you think?
Yeah, maybe. You know,
that's another one that can throw.
Yep.
Yeah, man. There's a lot out there, and Jules is doing a great job with that division. The thing that she needs to do is find 125ers to fight Christine. Like she's doing a great job building that 115-pound division right now. But Jules, here's a task for you: find someone to fight Misfit. It's like impossible.
Well, so I was talking earlier to Big Ben, and he was mentioning, and I saw this, and I don't even remember what post it was. I feel like it might have been a post about Faria and like the Only Hands page, and it was about like who's going to be able to beat her, who's better than her, and people going back and forth. Is she the GOAT? And I believe that Ryan Perez has a fighter, and her name, I think she's on this picture here that I have right here. Let's see. See Rosalinda Rodriguez right there?
Yep.
13-0 pro boxer, 6-6 amateur. She's fighting. Say it, Kyle. Maia Kahunanale. Kahunanale. Okay.
Kahunanale.
So she's 13-0 pro boxer with 3 knockouts, and supposedly she's going to be the one. She's going to be the one to dethrone Faria. So we'll see how she does in the Prospect Series, and if she makes it through there and gets into BK, then we'll see what happens from there. So because that is definitely something that really sucks about being really good in this sport at its infancy. There's nobody to fight. She has every time Faria goes out and she wins, and she has nobody to fight anymore. So it almost sucks to be too good right now. How could that happen? How is that even a possibility?
It's a tough task for Jules. Jules is doing an amazing job building that women's roster. But the 125-pound division, I can't wait to see what Jules does for that one, because she's obviously building a stout 115-pound division. But the 125, you just said it. We've been beating the dead horse with this one. There's nobody left. And I know that Ty Culverhouse said there that Serrano would be expensive, but she would be competitive for Misfit. I just don't see any reason why Amanda Serrano would want to come over and fight bare knuckle. She's the top of the world in gloved boxing. Yep. She's damn near the GOAT right now.
She's making the most money she's ever made in her career.
She's making truckloads of money with Jake Paul and the MVP promotions. I don't see why she would do that. I mean, obviously paychecks make
I would love it.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like, obviously paychecks make fights. So if a paycheck was, big enough, but I don't think the BKFC would ever
over all that money.
They would never be able to match what Jake Paul and that promotion is doing right now.
Yeah. MVP.
Ty Culverhouse, you're our guy and everything, but he says pronounce
Kahuna
Ali. She was on this show. We could fucking bring it up. She made me say it like 18 times in a row. Kunanale.
Yeah, she did do that.
Maia Kunanale. She made me say it the way I'm saying it. So if you're saying it, maybe you need to call up Maia Kunanale and tell her how to pronounce her own goddamn name. How about that?
I'm not even going to try it. How about that one? I won't even try it, Ty. Not going to do it.
Not gonna do it.
Not going to do it. Not going to do it.
Not going to do it. So anyways, guys, hey, it's my whoa, what's up?
Oh, well, we're moving on to the next subject, but you've got something important to say here.
Go ahead. Go, Mike.
The Association of Boxing Commissioners voted to approve unified rules for bare knuckle fighting in the United States on Wednesday, August 2nd. Per David Feldman, this is a pivotal moment in the growth of bare knuckle fighting in the United States. How pivotal is it, Kyle?
Well, Mike, I was having a conversation with a few people here today, and they were asking me what is the significance of this. And I think that this is going to impact the opening of states to this sport significantly. I think that now that there's a unified set of rules, it is going to be taken much more serious, and states that have been for lack of better words, cock blocking the fucking BKFC from entering their states, will ease up on the force field and maybe welcome. And I think, and the person I was talking to, they were like, what states do you think they're going to get into next? I think Texas is a real possibility. I think Texas, I think Massachusetts, I think maybe even maybe the headquarters of BKFC is in Philadelphia. Maybe they get into their own damn state soon. It's I think this is huge for the sport. And yeah, maybe we venture over the border. Maybe we go to a couple new countries now too. What do you think?
I think it legitimizes the sport. It makes it more legitimate. Makes people look at it like it's a real thing, not some fucking backwoods bullshit. You know, I think it looks it's the redheaded stepchild of the combat sports world. Like, oh, they got no gloves on. Oh, watch out. This is scary. Oh, those are hands. I can't see those. I don't like that. Skin, knuckles. Get them out of here. I hate
what kind of world,
dude?
What kind of world are we living in where power slap is accepted, but bare knuckle fighting is the redheaded stepchild?
Yeah, no defense power slap. You know why it's accepted? Because they put about $100 million behind the freaking marketing of that shit. That's why it's accepted right now. It's accepted until that money flow runs out, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Wait, what happened? There was a what league?"
I'm thinking
I haven't heard about power slap for friggin' months.
Listen, I'm thinking that
after that
maybe
time where you didn't stop hearing about it.
Maybe Mike and I get our wish, and Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun welcomes the BKFC soon.
Oh my God.
I think this unified set of rules will make what the hell's his name there from the Mohegan Athletic Commission? Fucking Mike fucking whatever.
Don't ask me now. It's like 9:57.
I can't remember. Yeah, but either way, I'm like Mohegan Sun Arena is picture perfect for a BKFC event. Foxwoods would be a great spot. Boston, Massachusetts. I don't think New York would be in the mix anytime soon because just history would show that New York is the last one to jump on board. So I don't know, man. I think this is huge, absolutely huge, and it's a big turning point for the sport, and it's only going to make it grow bigger. They've blown up in 5 years with all the pushback that they've had. You know what I mean? All the pushback they've had. You know, what are we only in 15 states right now? 14 states
out of 14.
Out of 54 states and territories, right? The United States is 54 states, territories, and DC. I mean, and we're only in 14 of them. Get your fucking shit together, America. Let's go. Let's do it, man. New York, Texas, Massachusetts next. Ty Culverhouse. I hope that you're right. Let's do it. Mike, is there any other
Mass
news?
I heard is close, and I heard that now about 2 months ago. So I am praying that it comes. I can't wait for it to be in the Northeast. That is, oh man, that's my wish this year.
If they hit Massachusetts and then they place it in Boston, they're gonna get people from all the New England states coming to that thing. They're gonna get people from Maine, New Hampshire, or people are gonna travel to it because Boston isn't that long of a drive for pretty much anywhere in New England. You know what I mean?
Yep. I just went to New Hampshire over the weekend.
Right.
3.5 hour drive.
I mean,
no problem. It's awesome.
Me and you, Mike, you and I could get there in an hour. You know what I mean? It's like people
1 hour away
in New England are all within a close space to Boston, Massachusetts. So I hope that's the one. I hope they do it. We talked about Mike Perry. We talked about the unified set of rules. Anything
I know. We have a signed Garcia poster. We forgot to ask him to give away. We can give that freaking thing away. That freaking thing away. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. How do you want to do it?
But here it is right here. And you know who gave this to us? Courtesy of Extreme Bare Knuckle Fans page. Russ and Country. Those are the boys right there. They gave us this, and we forgot to give it away.
Because we always do.
We are a couple of stew nods.
We always do.
We do this often. Hey,
pull that picture back up.
Which one?
The one of Chris. The one of Chris.
All right, here we go.
So if Jomi Escoboza and Jared Grant had a child, that that's what it would look like right there. I'm telling you, man. Chris Garcia, he is an up and comer. He's looking to move to 3-0. How do you want to do this, Mike? What are we gonna do?
What shall we do? Did we mention? Does it say it on this thing right here? Let's see. First person to say what Chris's nickname is in the comments gets this picture. Go.
Too easy. Ty Culverhouse is asking what happened to Melanie. Melanie Shaw she had to travel from the UK to Albuquerque. It was long travels. She is now there and she is cutting weight in like we talked about it earlier. She not only did she have to travel 7,000 miles to get from fucking one side of the world to the other, but now she's sitting at a mile above sea level in altitude trying to cut fucking weight at the last minute. So she will not be coming on the show tonight. We have a winner.
Yes, we do. And it's the guy that has about 3 or 4 of these things right now.
Yep. One day I hope that TJ.
I hope Russ doesn't send any of them and he waits because he's seen the future and he knows, like, can I just send one piece of mail?
Yeah.
Every week, Russ is like, damn it, I gotta pay for some more postage. Send it out.
So,
but yes, we do have a winner.
TJS Laxon is building himself a memorabilia room in his house right now, and I can't wait till one day he sends us a pic of all his memorabilia because he's got to be putting together a pretty awesome room there. Now, Ty says she's in trouble. I would say that she's got some stuff stacked against her for sure, going up against Sydney Sundance Smith, traveling as far as she's traveling, having to deal with the altitude, having to deal with the weight cut. Now, with that said, Mike and I were talking about this fight prior to coming on live tonight, and Sydney Smith is in for a much different fight than she fought in her debut fight against Andy Nguyen. Andy did not engage or attack much at all in that fight. If you guys go watch Melanie Shaw against Matilda Wilson, Melanie Shaw never stopped coming forward the entire fight. And she never really set anything up with a jab. She was just trying to throw fucking power right hands the whole time. But she was willing to walk through damage in order to give damage. Now, with that said, if she tries to walk through damage with Sydney Smith, Melanie might be in some trouble. And that's where I think that Ty might be right. If she approaches this fight the exact same way she did against Matilda, this could be problems for her. Especially, and we don't know if she's having a hard time with the weight cut, guys. We don't know that. We don't know. She just needs time to cut the weight. She got weigh-ins tomorrow. So
here's the story with the UK fighters. We can't get them on our show unless we pre-record, because if they come on now, they're 5 hours ahead. So they got to get up super early in the morning. And a couple of people have done it for us, but it is a huge pain in the ass for them. So it's always been trouble. And that's why, if anybody's wondering, like, oh, you guys never have on Connor Tierney, one day we will. But right now, since we have kids and because of the way our schedule works, we do our show in the middle of the week at 9 p.m. Eastern, which is tough for anybody who lives fucking overseas. Like, it just isn't going to happen. So we will get some pre-recorded by that from some of those fighters. But here's the thing with Melanie flying in, I got in touch with her and we really would like to get her on after. So I would have preferred if she came in, last week or 2 weeks. I was anticipating she'd be here a little bit earlier than the week of the fight, it being in Albuquerque and all that. And so she came in this week, which is definitely going to be tough with the altitude. We talked about this before. We talk about it all the time. It's going to be tough. But to get her on Wednesday, I didn't even like that at all, but she was like, okay, I will do it. And I basically just told her, like, listen, if you're weight cutting and you just don't feel good enough to come on the show, or like we don't want to break your mindset, because fighters get in a mindset and you just don't want to break that. So she had to do some business tonight. I would have preferred talking to her tomorrow after the weigh-ins, but we are not having a show tomorrow. And next week she's going to be back home. So, like, it's very hard to get UK fighters on.
And yeah, absolutely. She's busy, and this is a busy week for her. And but let's not forget, Sydney Smith is also going to deal with the altitude.
Yes,
She's not dealing with the jet lag, and we don't. She might be cutting just as much weight. We don't know how much they're cutting.
No,
but
no idea.
The altitude alone is not a one way thing here. Both of these females, neither one of them trained out in Albuquerque, so they're both going to be dealing with the same shit when it comes to that. Yes, so Susan Walker, sorry, no show tomorrow night. I have my class finishes up tomorrow, and we have some events going on tomorrow night, so I won't be able to get on the show. And also, I mean, I might as well break the sad news to you too. Next Wednesday, we won't have a show either. So our next show will be next Thursday.
Yes.
And I'm just being selfish. But also I don't give a fuck because I have missed my kid's entire travel baseball season, and he has a game like an hour and a half drive from my house next Wednesday.
Oh, you ain't gonna make it to the show.
Yeah. So no, his game's not gonna get over till about 8:30 at night on next Wednesday night. So yeah, we're just not gonna do a show next Wednesday so I can be there for Nolan.
But then it should be back to business as usual because it's back to the fall and we're back home and all the freaking traveling is over for now. And check this out, Esteban Rodriguez. What's up, my guys? Amazing show. Keep up the amazing work. This guy is fighting.
We should get him on next Thursday. We should get him and his opponent on next Thursday. How about that?
Yes.
Not together because we don't want to get all fucking
silly,
jumbled.
Crazy.
But hey, since I'm talking about that Nolan's baseball game, can I just brag on him for a second? Nolan's 8 playing in a U11 travel team. He made the team. He tried out. He made the team. The coach straight up told us, I'm building a 16-man roster. Nolan's on it, but he may not see a lot of playing time because he's playing with a bunch of 10 and 11-year-olds, and he's 8. So for him to make the team is big enough. I like him as a player. This is a meritocracy, though. At practice, he can fucking work his way right into the starting lineup if he plays his ass off. He ended up doing that, and now he 3 games ago he hit second in the lineup. He went like 3 for 3. He fucking got a game ball. He was player of the game last week. One of the games, his team is 5-0, and now he's playing in every single game. It's fucking awesome.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So he's a little guy on a team full of big guys, and he's doing very, very well. So I will be able to get to his game next Wednesday. So that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I got to brag about the boy for a second there because I'm proud of him. And he's so fucking calm on the phone with me. And I'm like, dude, how was the game tonight? He's like, I did all right. I did good. We won. I'm like, what happened? And he'll like barely tell me anything. And then I'll talk to Amy and be like, oh, he had 2 hits,
and
2 stolen bases. Well, she's like, well, he's hitting awesome. He hit the game tying run in. And then 2 batters later, he scored the go-ahead run, and the kid behind him scored the 11th run. They ended up winning 11-9. So he knocked in the tying run and scored the go-ahead run, and he doesn't fucking care to tell me that shit. And I'm like, dude, I hope you're proud.
He's probably disappointed in one thing he did during the game that he's focused on.
Yeah, I just tell him, man, I was like, be proud of what you're doing because what you're doing is very special, man. It's awesome. And in 3 years from now, when you're that 11-year-old on that U11 team, you're going to be a fucking goddamn monster, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So with that said, no show tomorrow, no show next week. And
next
we will
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. We'll see you next Thursday. Let's get Esteban Rodriguez and Jomi Escoboza on that show to start off. Let's build a big one for next Thursday, and let's fucking do this. Thank you to Chris Garcia for coming on. And it's been really interesting doing shows from this hot ass hotel room for the last month. And I'm glad that everybody has stuck with us. And I'm glad we haven't missed a show for the entire time I've been down here. It's just fucking wild.
No,
dude.
we don't. I was telling Ben, I think the other day, I said, I don't talk to Kyle like almost at all. We have rarely spoken outside of this show.
Yep.
For this whole month.
Like, this whole month,
haven't talked.
Like seriously, this show, this class that I'm at has like taken all my time up, but Wednesdays and Thursday nights at 9 p.m. I turn my AC off in this goddamn hotel room and I fucking do the show because I love this shit. And I wanted to keep the ball rolling. Imagine if we took an entire month off from the show. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I don't know if we'd ever come back.
No.
It would be
never going to happen. Hey, not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
Nope,
Anyways.
We're going to keep on going. September, back to regularly scheduled program, getting back on the road and start taking off again.
Let's fucking do it. All right, Mike. Anything else for the peeps?
Nah, man. Hey, be safe. Have fun this weekend. I can't wait. A couple more work days and we free for a few days. So,
all right. Peace.